Hello everyone! Welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks, you know the usual, and let's dive into today's video. Today I'm going to work on something cute and simple and also yummy for me. If you've been a while on this channel, you probably know that I have a big sweet tooth actually. If it was healthy and up to me, I would eat all the chocolates, all the cookies, all the sweet stuff in the world, to be honest, and I wouldn't even think twice to leave anything behind me. So little by little I decided I would draw all of my favorite snacks and chocolates and cookies. Like, I've been finding myself some comfort in drawing those things instead of eating them endlessly. And so when I was also looking through my old drawings, I realized that I haven't really drawn anything besides characters. Like, I have countless and countless drawings of my characters and fan arts, but I didn't really draw anything else beside it. So this is like sort of a practice of drawing something from real life for me. And today I'm going to draw one of my favorite energy bars, which is Snickers. You cannot imagine how much I like peanuts, salted or caramelized. Oh my god, it's just yummy. And when I actually discovered peanut butter for myself, it was like a whole new world of flavors, to be honest, because in my country it's not really popular or that popular because I'm not from USA or America. I know there is like stereotypical breakfast when you're making a toast, you're putting a peanut butter and then some jam on top of it. I've never tried it in my life before. I was like, I don't know, maybe 20 or 23, something like that. And suddenly my friend introduced me into the peanut butter world and I started eating it with my spoons. Literally just out of jar. I know it's not healthy, but it's like discovering something very tasty that you have never ever tried before and you kind of want to catch up on all of the missed parts of it. I don't know, that's just how it went. But anyway, eventually I stopped doing these unhealthy practices, of course, so I started to eat it on a regular basis, but at like moderate forms. But an even bigger surprise for me was that a Snickers bar actually has peanuts in it, and I never knew about it. And I was thinking to myself, where do I know this taste from? And it turned out to be the Snickers bars. And from then on, I started to snack on this chocolate for a little bit more often. It was kind of like an emergency sugar storage in my bag, especially during the high school times and music school times when I started living separately from my parents in another city. So sometimes there wasn't enough time to cook, so the only option would like to snack on something very calorie dense, such as Snickers bar. So yeah, this snack is reminding me of my school days sort of thing. And then it just kind of stopped being a part of my meal or like a regular eating routine or a diet, call it whatever you want. But then recently I just did my regular grocery shopping and I saw the chocolate shelves in the store and my sight kind of fell on the Snicker bar. I'm like, wow, I haven't eaten this snack for so long. Why don't I just treat myself, like, you know? So I just decided to take it, and instead of just eating it and forgetting about it, I decided to make a little sketch as a memory in my sketchbook. And now some of you may think that I'm a weirdo because I make a memory out of something such a little thing like eating a snack or a Snicker bar or whatever. Most of you would probably never even think about anything like that, but there is one thing that makes it quite reasonable for me. In my childhood, there were no such things like Snickers. And the best childhood sweet snack that I would have is a piece of bread with a little bit of butter and a sprinkle of sugar on top. So you can kind of guess from this background like that the Snicker bar is actually a very big event to my taste buds. So yeah, hopefully this little fact explains why do I like sweet stuff and different snackies and why I'm a foodie in general. But the bigger reason than that is actually that drawing things like my favorite snacks or something like this actually brings me comfort, and it's not as stressful as trying to design a character, if that makes sense. It's like a simple doodling for me, and even though I'm using like a real chocolate as reference and practicing my observation skills with this drawing, it just feels relaxing to draw something without a heavy thought behind it or like too much deep of a meaning, because sometimes I do like to draw something like that, but also sometimes I like to draw brainless, simplest, most fun things and just turn off my brain and have fun with the stuff that I have, which is pencils, markers, liners, brush pens, and whatever else that I have in my studio, and just feel a little bit of childhood memories coming back right into my head. Now that I think about it, I've heard a lot of things about millennials trying to kind of comfort their inner child with buying toys and stuff they couldn't afford in their childhood due to one reason or another, but I kind of find myself in this situation. And it feels really nice to be aware of such things, because now I understand that this is completely normal and I just have to pass through this stage to catch up with whatever my inner child was missing, and then I can peacefully move on with my life, to the next stage. If there are millennials here, can you relate? Tell me, what is the thing that you were missing in your childhood now that you are catching up with? For me, it's certainly art materials, some shiny rock crystals, and also cute toys, because we never ever had them. We only had like ugly Chinese toys in our stores, and even if we had anything fun, we wouldn't be able to afford it probably because hard times. But if you cannot relate to this, tell me, what is your next biggest thing in your wish list that you are waiting to either receive as a gift or you're trying to buy by yourself? While working on this drawing, I realized that 3 colors that are brown in the marker set that I have are actually basically the same color. They're barely different from each other. So it was kind of a challenge for me to do the shading on the chocolate and on the package itself. I didn't want to use black for the shading because it would just probably make everything too dark, and I couldn't really use anything else besides the browns. So what I tried to do is color the package of the Snickers, the little doodle above, with one color of the brown, and then the actual chocolate I tried to do an underpainting with light blue color and then go over that with my browns again and see if that would give like a little bit of a shading. And I think it's kind of visible a little bit, not too much, but it's enough to kind of notice the volume of the chocolate bar. And yeah, later on I added some lines with the black fine liner and also some whites for reflections. Even though it's not as shiny, I tried to do some of the accents with my white gel pen and see if that would improve the situation. It kind of did, but not really, but it did, I just tried to improvise, and I guess I did whatever I could on the spot with materials that I had on hand. But yeah, definitely something that I would want to work on in my future drawings and sketches. And now that I'm mostly done with the drawing, it's my favorite part, is to eat the chocolate. I hope I didn't tease you too much with this, but yeah, here is the final result. I really like this doodle drawing and it really relaxed me a little bit. Now I can have a guilt-free snack with my tea. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and joining me on this little drawing video. If you like my work, do subscribe and leave your comments down below. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!